Today on Network Freaking Marketing Radio, we're going to talk to Marilyne Chapman, contestant on Playdoh Win Season 2. Marilyne, hello, how are you? And welcome to Network Freaking Marketing Radio. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to talk to us. And, you guys are still in BC, so is it still cold up there? Are you guys starting to, shed layers yet? What's going on?
Well, thanks for having me on your show today, Ryan. I'm really pleased to be here. And guess what? It is like I live in a beautiful part of British Columbia. I'm in the Okanagan Valley, which is wine country. And yes, it's becoming sunnier and it's becoming warmer, which is a good thing. So we are shedding the clothes, the winter garb.
What is it out there today? I know you guys are probably Celsius, but in Fahrenheit, what are you guys right now?
I would say in Fahrenheit, we're about 45,
okay,
which would be cold for you guys, but getting warmer for us.
I don't know. A couple of weeks ago, we got down in the 40s here in Florida, but it's like unheard of. I mean, when you were here in Fort Myers, when we were over there shooting Playdoh Win, we had some cold days. It was a little chilly there.
It was for a couple of days, for sure.
So how long have you been in network marketing?
I've only been in network marketing for 5 years, Ryan, but as soon as it was introduced to the industry, I fell in love with it because it has to do with people. And, of course, we know in network marketing, you're looking for a good product, good leadership, and a company that has good ethics. So, so I've been loving what I'm doing.
Have you been with the same company for the last 5 years?
I have not. I'm recently with a new company since last July, and I just love it.
That's excellent. Have you had, now is this are you part-time or full-time in the industry?
I'm full-time in the industry.
Good for you. I mean, because you only, what's the right word? I only get a handful of true network marketing professionals on the show that understand what it really takes on a day-to-day basis to build a real residual income. And then what would you say is your number one tip to people out there, your 5-year career? What would you say would be the number one thing that the guy starting, you just got that new enrollee. What would you tell them is the one thing to kind of get them going?
I would tell them to get good coaching. Especially if you're a newbie at this, coaching is key because I always say this, there's a lot of people out there that know way more than me and always will. So why not, why reinvent the wheel when people that have done it, have been successful with it, know how to do it? Get coaching, super important, I think. And then surround yourself with a bunch of good people, a good company, and just go for it and don't give up.
That's so true because, a lot of people that get into it have never had the leadership to understand really what it takes to build a business, unless you're an entrepreneur by trade, getting into this and be like, what do I do now? How do I market? Because it's network freaking marketing that we're all in, but not many people know how to market a product. They know how to sell, but they don't know how to market. Do you agree?
I totally agree with you. And that's why it's important on the coaching because they've done it and they know how to do it. And they'll teach you the ways. And I totally believe this, Ryan. If you follow their protocol, success will come, but you just can't give up. It's like digging for gold. You keep digging, digging, digging until you find it. And that's what it's like in network marketing. You've got a great product. You've got a great company. Well, just go for it and don't give up on your company. Just keep going.
That's the biggest thing that, when I talk to a lot of people is we all have had that point to where we said, screw it, I want to give up. And if you can prevail through that, and it usually happens when I've seen around month 4 to 6 is when, first 90 days, if you can get them in and get them ramped up and get them a couple sales under their belt, but around 4 to 6, when that lull comes down is the most crucial time in the industry. Do you think the same?
I totally agree because that's where people have this misconception that you get into network marketing and you become like a success overnight. It's like anything else. It's like you start a new business, you're going to have to work and put in time before you actually see success come. And so I always encourage people, keep going. It's like, and we've heard this before, it's like rolling a snowball uphill. You know, you roll, and when you get that snowball up on the top and it starts going down, the momentum is crazy. So, I just think you should treat it as a business that you start. You're going to invest a lot of time, a lot of money possibly, but it's rewarding if you stay steady.
You say a lot of money. I use this analogy quite a bit. A doctor spends $150,000 to $350,000 to get started, and roughly 20,000 hours to master his craft, right? And you have people in network marketing. The average to get in the industry across the board is between 150 and $500, and then an ongoing cost per year is around $1,200. But it blows my mind the lack of people out there that are willing to invest in coaching. There's some awesome coaching platforms that are as low as $20 a month that you and I both work and utilize as part of our fuel. Now, do you do anything above and beyond Rank Makers and Ray Higdon's program? Because he's got some great stuff. I like to hand it out to him all the time that I can on the show, because he gives me some awesome content to help and inspire others.
I've tried other coaches, but I've always come back to Ray's coaching because Ray brings it a no BS coaching. That's what I call it. It's basically simple things people can do, and you're successful if you apply those things that he teaches you. That's the key, is to be consistent and just follow the daily routines that he gives you. And I find that Ray's coaching, Rank Makers, is the best.
I will agree with you there. I mean, I wish I had more people on my team that see the light, that are like, oh, so it's our job as leaders to take that information and spread it to the masses the best as we can, reteach what he teaches, essentially.
Totally. And, I can honestly say that since I started practicing my daily method of operation, doing exactly what Ray has told me to do, I've seen an increase in my business success. And I'm trying to also encourage all of my team members to get on Rank Makers. For $20 a month, it's unbelievable what you get.
Best value out there. Because if you look at the level of coaching, like Eric Worre's stuff is, I think GoPro's around 100 a month.
Yeah.
You got Matt Morris is out there. God, I forget. You got Fraser Brooks has got a program. I mean, everybody's got a program today, but for concise, everyday, real coaching. Now, let's back it up a minute. So how long have you been in Ray's program for coaching before you were picked to go on Play to Win?
Well, I was in Ray's program when he first launched Rank Makers, I think in 2017. Then I did really, really well with the company I was with, and I just felt I probably didn't need that coaching anymore. Wrong. So last year, when I joined my new company in July, I decided in August I need to get back with Rank Makers, so I joined back again. So so I hadn't been on very long before I submitted my video and got picked to go on Play to Win.
You see Rank Makers, and I always kind of get, we talk about all industry things on the show. Is there anything more that they could do you think, that could bring more to the table to help the us that we're missing, that sometimes they don't see things that we need or could have? Do you know of anything that would impact you if they had it as a product or a piece?
I don't personally at this moment see anything more, because I'm so busy already with doing what I do. So for them to add an extra thing would be quite a bit. I think that the Higdon group is really keen and willing to adjust whatever they need to adjust, so that we get the full benefit of what they can offer. So I do love that about them, is that they're always looking inwardly, saying, okay, what can we do better here? So this only benefits us. So at this, I'm really, really happy with what they offer. Things such as the 14-day challenge that we're doing right now has helped me so much. to actually get on a Facebook Live. It's going to be 11 days today, right, Ryan?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've done maybe 1 or 2 a week, if that, before. So it's really pushed me and stretched me. And we all know stretching is good. It just makes you grow. And so right now I'm really happy with what they offer, as is.
The 14-day challenge is, I've never done one before. It's the first one I've ever done. I've done challenges and other sales things and blitzes like that. But the action steps and being able, I think it's the most valuable coaching for the dollar for what you and I paid for that, above and beyond rank makers. I think it blows rank makers out of the water, the 14-day challenge. I think it is, and I don't edify that much usually on the show, but I will say that it's got me thinking, how can we do something like that with the network freaking marketing world out there? Because we're talking to thousands of listeners on a weekly basis, and it's amazing the growth that you see. It's a lot of work too. I mean, it's a lot of work.
I have to totally agree with you, Ryan. The 14-day challenge, for what we paid for, unbelievable. And we get direct coaching from Ray Higdon himself. And the growth that we're experiencing, or I'm experiencing personally, is crazy. So yes, you're right. I'm going to get on. This is my first 14-day challenge as well. So from now on, I am joining every 14-day challenge.
Well, not only that, but it's getting your team to start making. The biggest thing I get from it, I mean, I love the secret hacks to understanding Facebook a little bit and stuff like that. That's good for a lot of people. But the one thing is, get out there and make some freaking noise, people, because it's a big world. If you're not rattling that cage a little bit, we're all just going to go into, we're all competing for the same real estate. And every little tweak that you can do, boy, is that a big difference.
Totally agree with you. Totally agree. Like, it's time that we step it up and, like you said, make some noise.
So we're both in that. I don't talk about challenges too much, but since we're on this subject, we were both given the assignment to do not a live piece, to actually record something. And I'm used to doing a lot of live stuff. For me to sit there and do takes and get it set up, I haven't done it yet. So it's going to be done by tomorrow for sure. Have you done yours? I was just curious.
No, I have not done mine. And to get that in 2 minutes is going to be very interesting.
2 minutes shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, it's just getting it done. It's like, I can get it done, but I want it. My problem is my perfection then kicks in to where like, oh, do I do graphic fly-ins or do I do this or do that? And I'm like, I got to remember, It's got to be duplicatable. It's got to be what the average person can do, because everybody has different skill sets. So back to Play to Win. You got on the show. What'd you think? What was it? What you thought? Did you grow from it? Give me your 30,000-foot flyover on it.
I totally loved Play to Win. I was nervous as heck to go. But when I got there, I immediately made friends with amazing people that surrounded me. So that was really great. And the actual show was so interesting and challenging. I don't know if you thought it wasn't. It was so challenging because we never knew what the next day would bring. And so I thought that this time around, having spent time with the Higdons, like Ray and Jessica, that week was so amazing. They're such down-to-earth, amazing people. I mean, they weren't your friends when they were interviewing you.
No.
But I'll tell you, other than that, they're just amazing people. And I just have to give kudos to not just the Higdon group, but also to Market Media that put this all together as well. Wow, they were great.
The one thing I came away walking with some realizations that, I think being a guy, it's different. I don't think there's a difference between men and women. But I was amazed at how prevalent some issues are. A lot of people have a lot of damage that they had to go through in life. But there was a couple things that popped up over and over again that really make me question, like, what is going on? And I've talked to other people outside the show, and I'm like, And I'm finding it more and more rampant. And I was like, wow, am I just missing something out there? It's just like, this is so sad. The way it makes what you go through in life very minor to what some people
Oh, does it
struggle with.
ever?
And how do you, you know, how do you, I guess the right word is, how do you compassionately say, hey, you're better than that and move on, to see people
Mhm.
take that step. And we can't talk too much about the show, but people took some amazing steps in their lives. And to all the cast members, I say it on every time I interview one of you guys, everybody grew, and there's a bond there that is so tight. You agree?
So true, Ryan. I found for myself, I grew things that I thought that I was okay with, what they were able to draw out of me, the vulnerability that everybody felt. And yet it was a healing thing too. They just were able to draw things out of you. And like you said, you think you've got it so bad until you hear stories of what other people have gone through. It's mind blowing. Like even now, I'm teary a little bit because of it. There's just so much out there, and you just want to be like that person goes, wow, what I've gone through isn't that bad. There's people that have gone through way worse, and look, they're survivors.
you know the stories, our industry, one of the big pieces to being very successful in this industry is mastering the art of telling stories. And I have used some of the stories with talking to people on the phone and saying overcoming obstacles that I heard from the show. Have you?
Well, what I've been doing, Ryan, is I've been doing Zoom lives lately,
Mm-hmm.
interviewing people just to help people understand there's people out there that have gone through a hell of a lot. And yet they're successful today because they chose to not let their circumstances overcome them. And I think, more, we need to hear that positive more and more, because a lot of times people tend to go through bad stuff and they just, your thoughts, what you say, they just dig themselves deeper. And I think we need to offer hope for people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that what you're doing, interviewing us, what I'm doing with lives, interviewing people, just sharing their story, because I think stories will grab somebody's heart. They'll go, hey, I'm going through that right now. And if you can do it, I'm going to reach out to you and see if you can't help me walk through this. So that's my hopes in doing the lives that I'm doing.
A big part of this industry is culture. We all have a product. 99% of the network marketing products are really good, but the cultures that we create in our infrastructures is what keeps that campfire close and helps people, whether it's spiritually, physically, mentally, through some really hard times. Because in a corporate America, you don't find that. Everybody wants to cut each other's throats off. And just the last interview I had a few minutes ago, we were talking about how important culture is today more than ever. The statistic is 150 million people are going to be without a job by the end of the week. It's scary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know,
it is
and
scary.
we're in uncharted times, and spreading the message that there is a way that we can help people and build a business, and they got to find the person they emulate with. Marion, how do people find you and want to talk to you? Do you, if they're interested in what you're doing, what's the best way for them to contact you?
Well, I'm on Facebook. I'm on social media.
Okay.
I'm on Instagram, empowerglobal_mud health. So if anybody wants to reach out to me, they can do that way for sure. I'm always available to speak to someone that is interested.
We're all here to build businesses across the board, and there's a multitude of different things, but find something people can relate with. So I always end my show with doing some rapid fire questions with people. You ready?
Sure.
Favorite color?
Black.
Are you a morning person or a night owl?
Morning.
Favorite pizza topping?
Pineapple.
Beer or wine?
Wine.
What is the best piece of advice you've ever received?
Always be honest and be humble.
Favorite movie?
Out of Africa.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate.
Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve. My husband not making the bed in the morning.
Okay. Last one. Describe yourself as a teenager in 3 words.
Looking for adventure, always cautious. That's more than 3 words.
That one gets a lot of people at the end there. We got to have fun with it. Marianne, I want to thank you for coming on to Network Freaking Marketing Radio. Again, guys, if you like what we talk about, we do offer a 5-day masterclass. You can go over to networkfreakingmarketing.com. It's totally free. It's 5 hours of one-on-one coaching from me to you to give you some insights. Marianne, I want to thank you again. We're going to be growing and growing. We got a lot of work to do to get these videos done. And thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me, Ryan. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Hey guys, it's Ryan here from Network Freaking Marketing Radio. If you like what we're doing, head over to iTunes and give us a like. Also, don't forget to grab your 5-day master pack at www.networkfreakingmarketing.com.